Where are you, Sean? Why are you so cold? Why you got your coat on?
Yes, correct. Penzance, freezing.
I've just come back from that area, and it's not that cold, is it? Is the room really cold?
Well, there are different days, different rooms.
Yeah. Okay.
So profound.
Different levels of hotel.
Spot
LED
on.
lighting.
Yeah.
Precisely. I quite like my pink purpley LED lighting.
Is it LED lighting or just a big fly screen thing?
Oh, I have my doubts now.
Yeah.
I was in Torquay the day before you.
Were you? Where were you playing?
You weren't at the Riviera International Centre, were you?
No, I wasn't. I was in. Was it the Babacom Theatre in Torquay? I think it might have been.
I bet that was nice, was it?
It was really nice. Yeah. Really nice. I've had a really nice little run down there. I did Falmouth, Torquay, Barnstable, Exeter.
Yeah, lovely.
Yeah, it was great. It was good. Yeah, but
I think they. I just spoke to some audience members last night, and they, we never get anything down here. so I think they really are much more excited about the whole thing.
Yeah. Why did they say that to you when you'd gone down there? I mean, there's no pleasing some people, is there?
And then we get you.
Yeah, we never get anything, and then when we do, it's you.
They were being very grateful, actually.
Okay, I know.
They were being very nice.
Oh.
Yes, but very nice, but very cold in my room. Hence, keeping my coat on.
Are you sure you haven't got something wrong with you? Because it could be.
Well,
it could be.
We know I've got something wrong with me.
Well, yeah, we do know that.
List.
But temperature-wise, you could be. Something could have happened. I actually had a little bit of a bug when I was in Exeter, and I just sort of stayed in my room all day. I was all feeling sick and shivery.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Sick, blimey! But you still went ahead with the show.
Doctor Theatre. You see. Nothing would stop me, Sean. There's an audience and lights to be switched on.
Have you? Because that does actually work. We laugh, but going on stage can disappear the what's wrong with you. Have you ever gone on? I've done this. I've gone on stage, and Dr. Theatre has been nowhere to be seen, and I think, oh no, I am really ill.
Yeah, I think I've nearly always got through it, and then it kicks in again the second you step off stage. But generally, I suppose I'm blessed. As soon as I put my tap shoes on.
I think what it is, the word you're looking for, Jack, is brave.
Brave,
Yeah.
Yes, brave.
So brave.
Yes,
Very brave.
yes.
Very brave performer. Jack D, very brave turn.
They're so brave. You see my act, it's brave enough. Get on stage with that. Redefines courage, that does. So if are you missing Mildred? Imagine you are.
Well, I've actually, because I've been away a bit on the road in this part of the world, and so when I've been home, it's been very lovely to be back with Mildred. And actually, something I wanted to tell you about is I just caught myself. We've kind of touched on this a few times, but I caught myself saying to Mildred when the sun came out. This might have been yesterday or the day before the sun came out, and I said, "Oh, Mildred. It's becoming a very nice day." And then I realised that someone was there in their front garden. And I thought, how mad does this look?
Yeah.
Is it normal? What do you think of that? You see a person say that to their dog, no one's around. What are you thinking? This guy's a loony.
What do you think, Sara? Do you think...
Well, first of all, I put myself in the scenario where I'm doing it, and I thought it's perfectly normal. Then I pictured someone else doing it and realised how mad it is.
Yeah, I think I can forgive if I know someone's talking to their dog. I find that rather endearing.
Yes.
Because we all know we do that. And so, yes, it's a reminder that it is a bit eccentric, perhaps.
Yeah.
But it's a nice thing to see and to see that communication. But I slightly worry that a few times I've caught myself talking when I haven't got Dolly with me at all. So I'm just on my own. And that seems to me that's crossed a line into a different season of my life where I find myself saying things like, "Oh, dearie me, it's cold, isn't it?" And then I think, "What the hell are you doing? Pull yourself together, mate. You're not that old yet. You don't have to mumble." And also, I find myself complaining. When there's no one to complain to, I just complain to myself. Oh, dearie dear. Oh, look at this traffic. Unbelievable. Oh.
Well, that's the thing, though, isn't it? Because when you've got a dog, you do commentate. He was commentating on your day.
Yes, yeah. So you just get into that habit.
Yeah, that's happened.
Oh, thank you. I'll take that explanation, Sara. Thank you.
Well, Grace has caught me talking to myself. She said, "Are you running through some of your bits? Are you trying to write stand up in your head?" And I said, "Oh yeah, well, I was actually. Yeah, how do you know?" She said, "Well, first of all, you're saying it quietly.
Yeah. Oh right, yeah.
And secondly, you're miming holding a microphone."
Oh no!
I have absolutely no idea.
Oh
but
no!
I just end up doing it. The worst was when I got stuck in the cable.
Oh. Yeah. Ooh, this thing working. That's very difficult, but I on a related matter, I try to avoid my front garden or hanging out in my front garden since I was sort of tidying it up about a year ago. I was tidying up my front garden, and I overheard this couple of people walking past, and I heard them say, "You see, they've got a little man who does theirs for them." And I felt like I had my secretaires up. Hey, I'm not. Hey! I'm not a little man. I live here. How humiliating is that?
That's absolutely horrendous.
Yeah.
And if that happened to me, the worst thing is, I then wouldn't be able to get back into my house to prove it.
No, exactly. You'd have been locked out. Yeah.
I promise you. I swear to God.
Well, they're calling the police.
Yeah.
Anyway. Oh, that's wonderful. Just quickly, before we move on to our email, I did ask. I've got into this habit now. I talk to AI about everything.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it's an awful habit. ChatGPT.
Yes.
I do recommend.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because you could talk to AI, Jack, instead of yourself.
Yeah,
you could have a little chat with AI.
That's yeah.
It says, I asked, is it normal to talk to your dog? ChatGPT says, absolutely, talking to your dog is completely normal and actually beneficial. Studies show that dogs respond to human speech and can recognise words, tones and emotions. Talking to them helps strengthen your bond, provides them with social interaction, and can even make you feel better. The real concern should be if your dog starts talking back, then you've either discovered something incredible or need some serious sleep. How scary is that?
That's a great answer, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that answer is presumably put together, taken from lots of algorithms and information coming from all over the place, where people are saying, my dog talks to me, is that normal? And so they've combined that information with the question, is it okay to talk to your dog? And without any hint of irony or humour, it's just saying, but if your dog talks back, you need to seek help.
Yes.
Yeah.
If they put it politely as sleep.
I know. Yes. Jane gets upset if I miss a cue because she'll talk to Dolly and I have to respond for Dolly. And so she'll ask a question, and if I haven't been listening, she'll say, Dolly didn't answer. And then so I have to switch into Dolly mode and answer for Dolly.
Jack, have you ever thought of doing at home with the D's?
Oh yeah.
I think we would all enjoy that.
Yeah.
It would be quite an insight, wouldn't it? It really would
be. Just whilst I was on ChatGPT, whilst I was there, I just happened to be there. I thought, hey, give us a Jack D joke in the style of Jobs, please. People say dogs are a man's best friend, but if I locked my best friend in the house all day, made him beg for food, and expected him to be thrilled when I got home, I think he'd call the police.
Well, it's you can see how it uses logic, doesn't it? It uses the shape of someone's logic, I guess.
When are you on tour? Quick plug.
Yeah, it so happens I'm doing that already, that piece of material. It's mine, anyway. Yeah.
Oh, that's lovely. And so Dolly's good?
Yes, everyone's...
Juniper's good?
Yeah, good, yeah. Juniper well, Sara?
Yeah, she's fine. She's...
No drama?
No drama, no. I had to go out again and leave the camera on, and not for so long. But yeah, sometimes it goes well. In fact, if Darren leaves her, it's fine. If I leave her, then there's a little bit of she's not so happy.
Yeah, it's the same as our household. Jane really is the kind of the superhero, whereas I'm I am a friend of the superhero, the sidekick. Nevertheless, quite important because I had been away for a few nights, and when I got back, there was a massive fuss made of me, which is lovely, really sweet.
Jack's got quite defensive there.
Yeah.
Didn't like...
No, my dog does actually like me. Yeah, let's get that straight. It's not an issue.
Echoes of Teddy here, isn't there?
Yeah, exactly. There are, you see, because that was the traumatizing thing. My brother taking my teddy and then talking behind Teddy. I don't like you. And I just dropped. He used to do it. Do you remember? I'll show you. Hang on.
Oh no. I nearly swore on the podcast for the first ever time. I can't handle this.
Sara gave me this for Christmas to make up for losing Teddy when I was right. And so my brother would get it off me. And I hated it when anyone else touched him. And he'd go, I hate you. And that's why I became a comedian.
Oh God, your brother sounds hilarious.
He is. To be fair. He's funnier than me. He's a very funny bloke. But he's great. But
dear. Okay.
Those are memories that just stay with you, aren't they? I can remember going absolutely nuts when that happened.
I used to wind my brother up, my younger brother, with, I can't remember necessarily how the song went, but his name is Piers.
Yeah. And
I would call him Poo Poo Piersy. And I mean, it would drive him absolutely insane. You know, if we just were on the tube or something, and I wanted him to flip out.
Right.
Just go Poo Poo Piersy.
Oh.
That's it, And he's much bigger than me now.
Right.
I'm not sing that song to him anymore.
No.
He's huge.
Is he older than you or younger?
No, he's younger, but he's much bigger and stronger.
Right.
So that song's had to be put away.
Yeah.
But we do have we have an email today. We've got the one email today.
Yeah.
And this is from Claire. Claire says, hi Jack, Sean and Sara and Dolly, Mildred and Juniper. I was listening to your brilliant podcast today while walking my 4-year-old miniature poodle Daisy and heard my sister's email being read out. Kate with Penny, whose bum got licked. If
yeah,
you
I remember. Yeah.
I introduced Kate to your podcast, and she in turn has got us tickets to see Jack in Bromley in September.
Great.
Yeah. Sean wasn't on tour, so we thought Jack would do.
I think you.
That's not there, but I assume that's what. I assume that's what happened.
Reading between the lines, very much.
I wanted to see if I had the luck of my sister in getting read out. Of course you have. I was talking to her about aggressive men while I'm walking my dog, and then you mentioned it on the podcast on the last episode. 3 times I've been told off, spoken to by older men whilst walking my dog about owners not picking up poo from verges. I always pick up poo, and Daisy has never been doing anything whilst these men have been moaning at me. My husband, on the other hand, has never been spoken to while walking her. I've tried being understanding and been quite annoyed and defensive, but either way, I come off feeling a bit upset that I've been told off, and it's not me they should be talking to. Just interested if any of your other listeners have had the same thing. Thanks for a brilliant pod. Would love to hear more of the dogs chatting to each other. We'll see. Love, Claire and Daisy.
Okay. That's a good, interesting. Again, this
Thanks
picks up on this. Perhaps there's a theme here that some women encounter sort of unwanted aggression, for want of a better word, from blokes when they're out walking. That's unacceptable, isn't it? It's such a shame. But Claire,
yes, I will pipe down from now on. That email has been a good warning.
Yeah, you've been told. They don't like it, Sean.
No, I'm sorry.
I actually replied to Claire.
Good.
Oh, well done.
I gave her a couple of things to say in response to this.
Yeah,
great.
The first one I thought was, "Where's your evidence this has anything to do with me?"
Yes,
which is quite, just factual.
Yes, come out with it.
This is slightly more confrontational. I know you may get off telling off random women that you don't know, but I'm not the one.
Oh,
so
right.
just be a bit more forceful.
Yeah, okay.
The third one, I actually can't read out on the podcast, so we'll move on. But I said to her, do not let them get to you. I'll send Jane round if they try it again.
Yeah. Yes, yeah. A fourth one is always go with a crossbow when you walk your dog. I think you might find they'll just back off. But it doesn't. Obviously, I'm being facetious. Don't take a crossbow; it's a lethal weapon. Anywhere, but you could sort of say, oh, if you're really concerned about it, would you like a doggy bag? Here, have a couple. If you see any and it's upsetting you, you can pick it up and just treat them as if they're in some way deranged.
Yes,
and offer them that and say, look, have this, because I know what you're saying, but if you see some left out here, you can deal with it yourself. There you go.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
that's
that might be a kind of, And the other thing is, quite intrigued by the part of her letter where she seemed to want to have her letter read out because her sister's letter was read out. So this podcast become a battleground for family feuds and all kinds of jealousies going on. But we'll overlook that, Claire. It's fine. Yes. And anyway, best of luck to you, and I hope that helps a bit. Maybe offer them a doggy bag next time and say, or as Sara says, why do you think this has anything to do with me?
Yeah.
And they say, well,
I just like calling people out on what they're doing.
Yeah,
because they're doing it to pick on her because they do enjoy it on some level.
And we know,
so you just call them out.
If it was another, some great big bloke walking around, they wouldn't say anything.
Do you think these people are other dog owners? Because I obviously, this comes from of my own conversation with Grace, and Grace having the same trouble as Claire. But do you think these are dog owners, or are these people that don't perhaps understand what it is to?
I think it's unlikely to be a dog owner because I think it's very unlikely. Actually, I'm not defending dog owners per se, but if you've owned a dog, you understand that you're not responsible for every dog on the planet.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
It's a thing. It's and they're probably the same people who tut at you when your child's having a tantrum or something, and they just there's just horrible judgy people.
Well, do you know what? It's funny you should say that. because since having a child, something that really winds me up, that you can't ever do anything about this, but people that don't smile at children.
Yes.
When your child kind of, goes for some sort of interaction, even a grin, people that just completely blank a child, I find that utterly bizarre.
Yeah. You've got to be in a dark place not to sort of see the charm in that, but people. Yes. I mean, it's a slightly sort of atomized world we live in, isn't it? Where people don't kind of make eye contact and communicate with each other anymore. So, I mean, it's a wonder we're still talking, really.
We are all in different places.
Oh, well, that's true. That helps. Yeah.
Sorry. I saw on the note about Mastermind. I'm happy to talk about Mastermind at any point.
It was actually asked. Somebody put that on the post the other day.
There was a question about, like what you make some sort of famous Irish pancake with, or something like that. And I sat there, I'm panicking. And anyway, I get the answer wrong. Mm-hmm. And then someone has text Grace, I think a member of her family or something, saying, did he not say potato because he thought it would be racist? And funnily enough, that is the reason I didn't say potato.
Oh, wow!
I thought I can't say potato if it's not potato.
Well, it depends how you say it. You could have said potato, or you could have said probably potato. Which would have sounded a bit, knowing them, it's probably potato.
Oh dear,
But I know exactly what you're saying, because it's one of those questions you kind of do filter yourself these days much more than you ever used to. But of course, it would be.
But you're Irish in the background.
But I know, but you see, when the clock's ticking, you're not going, well, I'm half Irish. In the statement where I have to defend myself, I will state that I'm half Irish and everything will be fine. You go, I can't get cancelled again. Don't say potato. So the answer I gave was flour, right?
Right.
I just flour. It transpired when the person was telling me this afterwards, I think it was my auntie when I was in Ireland, that he had said, what vegetable?
Oh. Oh, no.
I know.
Oh, no.
I know. I didn't hear him say vegetable.
Oh.
I totally get it. I completely understand that dilemma of being on the spot, maybe slightly too self-aware to make it awful.
But you did so brilliantly in the first round. That was the amazing thing.
I was so angry at myself. I nearly got 100%, but I said the wrong last name of the composer of Ghostbusters 2, and I corrected myself immediately. I would have had 100%. Oh. I said Randy Newman instead of Randy Edelman. Oh. Randy Newman did the score for Toy Story.
A friend, I went to see the Bob Dylan movie last night.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
how was it?
I thought it was really great. Brilliant. Yeah, I loved it. I really, really liked it. But on the way out, Jane overheard someone behind saying, I had no idea he's such an odd fellow.
That's fantastic.
It's Bob Dylan.
That's fantastic.
But no, good film that.
Love to see that on the side of the bus.
I know.
No, 5 stars, the Times, 5 stars, 4 stars. I had no idea he was such a weird fellow.
Yeah.
Must check that out.
Yeah, so we've got a great guest on. Actually, that's a good segue into our music guest.
Very good.
Great to see you, Chesney. And in the background, there's Mischief, who you describe as part gremlin, part Ewok, and part bat, part potato. Is that right?
Yeah, that's actually my daughter's description. And now that you've met him, you understand what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah,
it's like,
absolutely sweet. Lovely face. What's the origin of Mischief? Where do you get Mischief?
So Mischief came. This was like 8 years ago. He's 10 now. So 8 years ago, I was living in LA, and I was taking my boy, who at the time was 11, to his baseball. I was so American, and so we were going to Little League, and and I don't know if you guys know LA at all, but there's an intersection. That's another American thing. I'm suddenly all American. So it's by Universal Studios and on Lancashire Boulevard, massive like 5-lane. Intersection.
Yeah.
Right.
And we got there, and I was about to turn left towards where his baseball was. And it's just me and Indy in the car. And this little dog was like running in between cars. And so my son was like, Daddy, save the doggy, Daddy, save the doggy. So I was like, yes. Okay. So I put the brakes on, jumped out the car. And of course I was just like that crazy LA dude.
Yeah, this is very filmy.
And I was like, stop it. I was doing this. And of course, the idiots in LA, going around me and hooting their horns. Like I'm just a madman in the street, And eventually managed to kind of scare him away. I mean, I was so frightened that this little pooch was going to get squished in front of my son as well, of all things. And so managed to kind of like shuffle him off to the side, and he went into this car park. I jumped back in the car and pulled it over to the car park, and then I saw him, and he went underneath a fence. So it was now a mission, right? So me and Indy were like, I parked the car up, and I was like running around. So come on, let's go this way. So we're running around. We've got to the other side of the fence, and then so I'm trying to paint the picture now. I've got this like grass verge on the left, then another road, and then the park where he was going to do his baseball. So I'm running along, following this little fluff bucket along the green verge, and eventually we got to like a little bit where he was kind of cornered between like these two fences, and he kept threatening to run off, but he was really scared, and he was like, every time I got near him, and then suddenly this bloke came up on a motorbike who looked like a Hell's Angel or something, looked like Hulk Hogan. And he stopped the car and he goes, "What's going on, brother? How can I help you?" And he had a big handlebar moustache and a bandana, everything, big old muscles and tattoos everywhere. And I was like, "Well, we're just trying to save this little dog." And he's like, "Let me help you." So he started to go near the dog, but every time he went near or I went near, the dog was like, "Rrr." And I was thinking, rabies, I was like, a bit worried about all sorts of things, and he was really malnutrition, like he looked like he smell, you could almost see the smell, But then my boy, who was 11 at the time, he went over to the dog, and he wasn't doing that kind of, scared thing. And I thought, oh, hang on a minute. So I said to Hulk, let's back off and let the boy do it. So Indy went down. I said, just stand next to him, and he was looking at him because he's got these big bulbous eyes. He was looking at him like, "Rrr." So I was a bit worried, but I said, well, just go down very gently, Indy, go down slowly. And so he started going down, and he put his hand out towards him, and his head turned like that, and then just went bloop on his back, paws in the air, total submission. And he tickled his belly.
What?
And that was it. I had the dog lead because we had another dog at the time.
Yeah.
I just plonked it on him, and he got up, trotted off, got in the car. That was it. And then my boy said, "His name is Mischief." I was like, "Yes, it is."
Good name.
Well, that is a fantastic story. What's an opener? That's wonderful.
I feel like saying, do you have a lot of weird dreams?
I know.
It's a strange one. The motorcyclist turning up like that. It's amazing.
Yeah, that's a good little extra touch, that one.
Yeah, it's great. So you took Mischief to the vet and everything, getting checked out, all those bits and pieces.
Took him to the vet, and he didn't have any tags or anything. And he really was smelly, and he really was like he was properly hadn't been fed properly. He had a little lump in his rib where he's obviously been kicked or something. It's still sticking out. It's still there now. So he obviously been through some in his life. And we put up posters though, around the area because you don't want to. It's a family member right there, of course, for somebody. There's a lot of homeless in that park, so I thought maybe, and I knew the police had been through there that morning. I thought maybe someone had been arrested, left his dog behind something like that.
Yeah.
But the vet said he was probably 2 years old by his teeth. They could tell by the teeth.
Okay.
Yeah.
And there we go. And now he's part of the family.
That's really a great story. So who's the other dog? Is it Finn? Am I right?
Yeah, I've got him here. Finny, come here, Finn.
It's great.
So Finn is the most cute. He's like the opposite to Mischief, who is so ugly he's pretty.
Yes.
This one. This one is like, look, he is gorgeous.
Yes.
It's massive.
He's massive. No, he is huge. He's not. He thinks he's a lap dog. He thinks he's a lap dog, but he's not. But he's lovely.
Yeah. And is he American as well?
Yeah. Apparently he's originally from Texas.
Oh right.
So Finn. Oh, hang on. Got caught on my cardigan. There you go. Mate. Go on. You can go back to where you were.
I thought he was just hugging you.
No, he got caught. So I got him. His story with him is this was in lockdown. We were in LA as well, and got to know this lady who worked at a ranch that owned dogs and other animals for film and TV.
Yeah.
And that was their business model. And, the dogs would go out and work on film and commercials and stuff like that. And because there was no business around at the time, no productions or anything, they decided to change their business model and rehome the animals on the proviso that he is made available when he gets a job. So he has an agent in LA. I didn't. And now and again, we'd get the call and we say, "Can we collect Finn? Because he's got a job. He's doing a Chewy's commercial." Like, yeah, great. And he'd go off. He loves them, the girls, because he remembers them from before. So he'd go off trotting away, and he'd come back totally groomed and lovely, and get a couple $100 to feed him for the month. So he kept his, end of the bargain.
Yeah, that's amazing. Am I right in thinking? So you're based in Britain now, though, are you? Is that right?
Yeah. We came back in July. That was a worry.
How did they find the move?
Well, actually, these guys we've got a cat as well with Snowflake. So the three of them were together, not in a crate together, but we've got 3 crates, and we made sure, or we asked them if they would all could be put together, so they could smell each other, because obviously it's something from home, and maybe it gave them some comfort. I don't know. I've done this twice.
Sorry, Chesney. Are you allowed like a blanket? Are you allowed to give them something that? Okay.
Yeah, you are. Because Finn loves shoes. If you go out, you come back and your shoes. My record was 8 shoes on the couch, and he doesn't chew them up.
Just gets them.
He just he puts them under his chin and just falls asleep. So I wanted to give a shoe. I wanted to give one of my shoes. They wouldn't let us do that. They got all these rules. It has to be certain. Like, it has to be like a blanket or something like that that's flat,
Right, yeah.
So
yeah. So he had that. And then did they acclimatise quickly? Did they get used to it? They don't have to quarantine anymore, do they?
No, they don't do that anymore. No. See, I've done this twice. I moved over about 13 years ago now, 12, 13 years ago, over to LA. And we brought our dog Buddy with us. And that didn't actually go very well. He was quite a timid kind of character, and I don't. He really didn't do well at all. And we came off the plane, and he was like shaking and stuff. And he never. If I'm honest, I don't think Buddy ever really recovered from it, it really did affect us badly. And he ended up dying of a congenital heart thing. But Chrissy and I wondered. Obviously, that wasn't good for him. So this time. I mean, we looked into everything. I looked into like private jet, even which might cost a bloody fortune. But I thought about it.
Yeah.
The other thing you can do is the QE2.
Ah, yes. So it'd be like a 3-week trip or something, is it?
Yeah, a couple of weeks from New York. I would have had to have gotten to New York, but the trouble is, it's not as good as it sounds. It's not like you can just have your dog in your cabin. It's like they're kept downstairs and allowed them out like for half an hour every day. So I think it's even worse.
That's a bit that would be a very long ordeal, really, wouldn't it? They wouldn't enjoy that. They wouldn't enjoy that. I know that you've got a really busy year coming up, touring and new album and so on and so forth. So what happens with the dogs when you're away, Chesney?
Well, my lovely wife is here most of the time. Yeah. If she is with me, we have 3 kids. One of them at university, finishing off in St Andrews. But we've got 2 boys who are upstairs sleeping at the moment.
Of course.
So we do worry about their morning poos, not the boys, the dogs. When we're away. Yeah. But we also have friends and family close. You know, everyone loves these 2 little monkeys.
Do they pine for you when you're away? Is it? It must be quite difficult.
Finn has always been incredibly connected to me. So he's quite sensitive. Like, he always knows when I'm going away. That obviously the suitcases come out, and then I can see his face drop, and he's like, he's got this, he mopes about. Yeah. And he also he does whine. They're both actually very vocal. Wow. They've got a lot to say. This one yaps at everything. He's proper yappy dog. Yeah. He just, you know, he's been trained to bark, but he barks without barking. So if you do this thing, you know, you have to go that. You have to do that with your hands and say speak. This is one of the things that the ranch taught him. And he goes,
Oh, I see.
Even though he's got like the deepest bark. If someone knocks at the door, he's like, woo, you know. But then when you do the training thing, I don't know if it's an ADR thing or something that they...
Yeah.
So Finn has been taught to do that on cue for camera. Is that right?
Yeah.
So they can put words in his mouth later on in the film. Like
exactly. Bacon. Bacon.
Amazing. Let's go this way.
Yeah. Timmy's ducked down the well.
Yeah. That's extraordinary. You almost broke into a little bit of a voice there, and I wonder if you've got a special voice that you use for the dogs, Chesney. What you got there?
Well,
how does that sound?
Finn to me is a bit kind of, I guess, kind of Eeyore, kind of. Oh, that's so lovely, that. Oh, love that bacon. Yes. Thanks, Daddy. Yeah. He's a bit like that. Whereas this one, I mean. Because he came, you know, he lived in LA for his whole life. He was around a lot of Mexican people out, you know, we've got Mexican friends, and I don't know, he just kind of has this Mexican look about him. So I always thought maybe he sounded a bit like Speedy Gonzales.
Oh, you know? Yes, of course. Yeah. So, So do you do that around the house sometimes? Does that happen?
I don't think I should. I think it's...
my buttocks are clenched, I have to say.
Don't do it.
I'm not sure.
I might get cancelled. Come at that.
And do you have a voice, Chesney, that you use when you're talking to them?
I do, and it's the typical. Oh, it's my little bub. You know, it's like I'm such a softie with my dogs. I really am. I just did it now when I picked Mischief up to bring. I was like, "Who's my favourite little monkey?"
Oh,
you know,
that's lovely. Me and Jack were just talking before you joined us about being caught talking to our dogs outside. I the other day realised I was talking to Mildred about the weather. And someone had seen me. Do you suffer from the same habit?
I suffer from that same affliction, actually, definitely. Yeah. I tell them my deepest fears, and
therapy.
He's my I say that Finn's probably my therapy dog more than anything. He's got this way of looking at me anyway.
He looked at you. Do you know what?
Yeah,
it's so
you
funny
saw it, right?
I saw it. He kind of looked deep into your eyes.
Yeah, he's got
when you did Finn's voice, I thought that is the voice. That's what he was using when he was looking deep into your eyes, and
he was just saying,
he loved you.
"I really love you, Daddy." Yeah.
Do they listen to music when you leave the house, or?
I've been known to do that. There are actually dog-friendly stations on Spotify, aren't there?
Yes,
I don't know if you've seen it. Yeah.
I need to look into that.
Yeah, I tried it a couple of times, but you don't know if it works, do you? Unless you've got like a Ring camera, you can watch them dancing around to it.
I guess not, no. But I mean, I imagine you would sometimes sing to them, do you, yourself? Sing to them?
Yeah, well, this one, I always used to call it Mischief, the studio dog, because he loves being up high. Right. Like, you know, this is
he's up now, isn't he?
It's his happy place. Like, if he likes the bed, but he doesn't like it on the floor. so if I'm sitting here and the bed's down there, he'll just put his paws up on me like, I need to be higher. So he listens to music all the time. Sometimes I'll put on like a talk radio type of thing, because I guess I think that maybe they like the thought of just humans talking,
just hearing chat, conversation, yeah.
Well, I was wondering how well. I mean, you know, with Finn, obviously, you struck gold because he must be extremely well trained.
Well, you'd think so, wouldn't you?
Yes, you hope so. And what about Mischief? Did you have any trouble, obviously, with Mischief's background? Was it difficult? Kind of.
He's not too bad, to be honest. He's definitely a yapper. He's got a real thing about. But I think it's a protection thing for him, and I think it's the same with most dogs, right? But no, I mean, he was house trained. He does have
no issues there.
No, I mean he does sometimes. I saw him the other day. I walk into my studio, have a pee, and walk out. I was like, "What are you doing? What are you bloody doing?"
Well, he didn't like that song.
No, he did. But I never tell him off. I don't tell him off because if he needs a pee, he's 10 years. He's an old boy.
Yeah.
I thought maybe it was something like that, and he just didn't know how to tell us at that particular moment. But.
Yeah. Do both dogs have the complete run of the house, though, generally?
Generally, yes. Although, I knew you were going to ask me this one, and I kind of wish my wife was here for this because she doesn't like the fact that I don't want them in the bed when we're sleeping.
Oh, right. Okay.
I don't mind them having them on the bed just for a cuddle, before or whatever, or on the couch or whatever. But at night time, I don't know. I have a hard time with them because, well, it's just I'm a light sleeper, I guess. And this one likes a little scratch, so it's like that will wake me up.
Yes.
He'll move about and clump about, and I don't know. And the cat too. She likes the cat like on her like this.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm always the bad guy. At bedtime, I call them the beasts at that point. I say, there are beasties in our bed.
Oh, no.
She's like, I know, I just want my cuddles.
You turf them out, do you? You're the
I
one
do.
who
I kick them out. But they know it now. They know it now. So I just open the door. Finn goes, all right. I think he just is. I think Finn is happy as long as he knows where everyone is.
Yeah.
And he's happy. He'll just sleep outside the door.
Okay.
Oh, so he's in the hallway on the
we try and put him in with the boys or with my daughter. Right. This one sleeps with a kid every time.
That's lovely.
That's
but
really
Finn
nice.
won't do it. He'll just walk out and just sleep by my door.
Yeah, but otherwise around the house they're allowed on sofas and
I mean, we do try and get Finn off the sofa sometimes, but it's like
he's a very big dog, isn't he? But sometimes you're going to need somewhere to sit yourself. Yeah.
Well, exactly. It doesn't leave much room.
You mentioned obviously the cat. You have the cat. What's the cat's name?
Snowflake.
Of course, Snowflake. Sorry. And how do they get on with the cat? Was Snowflake? Did she come in last, or he?
So
come in last?
Finn. Mischief came first.
Yeah.
And we had another dog at that point. That dog he passed. Mischief came first. Then we got Snow. Mm-hmm. And then we got Finn.
That's a ballsy move, isn't it? I'm
always
surprised by that move, bringing the cat in with the dogs for obvious reasons.
We didn't plan on getting a cat. It was in the neighbourhood where we lived. There were 3 kittens that were just kind of stray outside the house, and the mother cat was there too. So we actually captured and saved these cats, 3 of them. We brought them into the house.
You're like a one-man RSPCA.
I know, mate. I know.
It's fantastic.
It's true. They just find us. They find us. And so anyway, he was a kitten when he came into the house.
Okay.
And the other 2 cats were so feral you couldn't do it. They were just like they would kill you in your sleep,
Yeah.
Right.
like most other cats.
Yeah.
But Snow was quite affectionate, but he's a big cat. He's a big tomcat, and he rules the roost. These 2 are kind of scared of him. But he plays with them. He does. But he's really funny. He'll hide behind the couch, and he knows that the dog's coming, and he'll come out and he'll go, and then just run. And then the dog will suddenly go, "Oh, we got to run!" And then then it's suddenly Tom and Jerry in the house.
Oh, fantastic!
It can be very like that. Cats are just like, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to wind them up today, and it's just
totally.
For no reason.
Absolutely, I just feel like it. Was it they say dogs have family, cats have staff?
Ah, yes, that's good. That's good. I hadn't heard that one. That is so very true. Good. We always finish with our last question, Chesney. Do you let your dogs kiss you on the mouth?
Do you know what? My wife is into health stuff. She actually runs a health podcast, and she's always been very much into the health. And so I would say yes. That was something I used to do as a kid. I always kissed my dog on the mouth. Yeah. Always let it lick me on the mouth and stuff. But since she told me that it's actually quite unhygienic and not a good idea.
I like that you had to have your wife explain that to you.
I know.
So that's gone by the wayside, has it?
Yeah, the kissing on the mouth is gone, but you know, if Chrissy turns her head, I'll just give him a little snog.
What's your wife's podcast called?
It's called Rejuvenate.
Rejuvenate. There you are. I didn't really want to know. I'm just getting you out of trouble because I know that
I didn't mention it. You didn't say the name of it. Now, how are they supposed to find it?
Well done, Jack.
Thanks, Jack.
Well done.
Listen, it's been a joy talking to you and hearing all about Mischief and Finn and indeed Snowflake and all those stories. Amazing origin stories, especially for Mischief. And so thanks for joining us and have a great year. I hope it all goes really well with the tour and the album and so on.
Good luck with it. It's been
Thank you, guys.
Pleasure,
Thanks for having me on. I have to say I jumped at the chance to talk about my dogs. So
bless you.
I love it.
Good.
Oh, how lovely.
Wasn't he?
This might sound like a kind of Alan Partridge thing to say, but talking to him, I thought, I wish you were my neighbour. Do you know what I mean? How lovely it would be to see him every morning.
Yeah,
well, taking Mildred to Chesney.
I know.
Lovely person.
Yeah.
Do you want to come for a walk? Do you want to come for a walk? I'm walking the dog, and every morning he goes, "Oh no, I'm actually going the other way."
Yeah. Good, Sean.
Why did we move here?
Yeah.
The only person that could put Chesney in a bad mood.
Yeah. That's good.
No, what a lovely man, and what an incredible story.
Yes, I know. Amazing story. Amazing story.
I wish I was owned by Chesney. I wish Chesney had found me.
Well, I mean, you know, it's not entirely unlikely someone would find you eventually. Wandering around in a car park, scared, nowhere to go. But I felt that, you know, it's funny that Mischief was sort of confronted by this choice of who do I go with, the pop star or the Hell's Angel? I don't know. And then the voice of reason is the young girl, the son comes in and helps out. So
it's very smart. I mean, you know, he was in his stride telling the story, so I didn't want to interrupt. But I love that he was, you know, the dog is growling. There's a concern that perhaps this dog has rabies. Yeah. I know. I'll let the sun go for it.
That's a better plan.
But lovely. And he's got a new album coming out and a new tour, so you can check that out. Well, that's all from us, isn't it? Really, I'm enjoying your. I'll do this for you, Jack. People might not be aware that you're on Instagram, and you are, and you're on tour, and you're leaving us videos on Instagram.
Yes,
or is it T on tour?
T on tour.
I'm really enjoying this.
Oh, so good. I mean, it's because obviously I'm down with the kids now, and I'm all Instagram and TikTok in it.
Yeah.
So no, I'm doing a review of the tea tray in every hotel and dressing room I go to on tour.
Yes.
Because it ties in nicely with the theme of the show, which is minutiae of life. Yes. It's called Small World. And it's just something to do. And also I'm always being asked to do more stuff for Instagram and not by the public, I might add, my agent.
Yes, Jack's actually lost followers since.
But it seems some people are sort of like enjoying the silliness of it. Oh, thank you very much.
Do give Jack a follow as well. Yeah. If you're not already following Oh My Dog, follow Oh My Dog and Jack as well.
Yes, and thank you for listening to Oh My Dog. We love getting all these insights from our guests, and we hope that you're enjoying getting to know a different side of them through their relationships with their dogs.
Yes, and of course, if you haven't already, please go and give us a follow on YouTube. We now have a YouTube channel. Sara has very kindly set that up. That's at OMD Pod. So go and give us a follow there, and you can watch. What is it? Sorry, you can watch the clips of the show. Can you watch the full show?
You watch the full show.
Yeah, you can watch the full show.
I released that on a Tuesday.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know. That's fantastic. So go do that now, please. And of course, always get in touch. You can always get in touch at hello@omdpod.com. Follow us on Instagram, as I've said, and please keep on leaving us your voice notes.
Yeah, and don't forget to give us a 5-star review wherever you get your podcast to. That really helps. And remember, a dog is for life, not just for podcasts.
Same applies to Chesney. Chesney is for life, not just for podcasts. I love you, Chesney.
Oh dear, it's got serious, isn't it? I think he had you at hello.